In this video, Lang Chen is going to help me explore the issues with being too cautious and afraid during your bout. This is a problem that lots of fencers are confronted with, especially when they're first getting started and trying to phase themselves out of novice fencing and trying to get into something more intermediate. So in this, we're going to be paying close attention to what we're thinking about, what our focus is on, and why we're so afraid of what might happen. So to get started, the first thing we're going to look at is what we're focusing on. So oftentimes we're not focusing entirely on what we're trying to do. We're a little distracted. We're kind of paying more attention to what might happen, the what-ifs. What if my attack misses? What if my opponent does this? What if I get hit? So all of this is going to manifest a real negative response to whatever you're trying to do. So Lang Chen's going to stand on guard, and we're going to look at this apprehension as he's pondering, is my attack going to work, is it not going to work? So he's going to be extremely cautious. So in this case, all he's going to do is he's going to be advancing, he's going to be doing his line changing, he's going to be trying to get really close as opposed to just directly attacking, and we'll see how that works. So he's on guard, and he's moving, he's doing all his preparations, he's looking, and while he's doing that, I can see he's not ready. So what do? I extend my arm, I hit with a counterattack, and I displace. This doesn't have to be the only issue he might face. So in the case of a counterattack, he still has the chance, the opportunity of turning on a light and getting that point. So what is another thing he might struggle with? So he's going to do the exact same thing. He's going to be changing lines, he's going to be moving, he's going to be very apprehensive, very withheld in his action, so he's on guard, he's moving forward, he's doing all of that stuff, and boom. This is not the counterattack. This is an attack. Some people will call it an attack in preparation, but whatever it is, it's still an attack. Reason for that, Lang Chen is advancing. Advancing alone is not an attack. He's doing lots of preparations, but he hasn't started anything. So I can do a simple advance, and I can lunge directly at his target. This is going to be an attack because whatever he does is in reaction to what I am doing. So this is a cause of really not trusting your own action. You're moving in, you're like, it could work, it might not work, what if they do this, what if they do that? None of which is what you're really focusing on. So let's see it again. But this time, Lang Chen is going to be entirely focused on what he's trying to do. So if I counterattack or I try to do an attack in preparation, it's not going to be effective because this time he is building on his action with the intent to actually attack. Very single-minded, he is not thinking about the what-ifs. So again, we're on guard, and he's doing the same thing, but this time he's going to be a lot more direct. And he's advancing, and this is an attack. I am counterattacking. I'm not doing it in preparation. He is starting first. I'm stepping forward, but as we already determined, advancing alone is not an attack. So let's try that again. This time I'm going to do a more obvious counterattack. So he's on guard. Same sort of setup. He's advancing, but he's a lot more confident this time. So I'm looking, and there we have the attack. I am extending my arm, I'm twisting, he is taking his time, he's going to use his hand to angulate and get the point in. So, when you are obsessing over what if, the action is going to fall apart. You're not really confident that it's not going to work. But if you're really paying attention to what you're trying to do, and you're being assertive, this is going to be a lot more effective. Next, let's look at fear. Now, it's a little bit different than being preoccupied, losing focus, thinking about the wrong things. Fear is a lot more vicious in that it monopolizes your entire effort, and now you're not going to do very well. Now, what we're going to look at in this situation is, again, Lang Chen is going to be doing an attack, but because he's so afraid it's not going to work, it's going to fall short, he's going to get parried. What he's going to do is he's going to be pulling out of his attack a lot more. Now this is a common action that a lot of novice fencers struggle with, where they want to attack but they think it's not going to work, so what do? they're kind of leaning into it, they're displacing their target, or they're landing early and they're falling, whatever it is, they've already decided it's not going to work. They're very afraid of it, so when they do it, they've already decided it's not working. So again, Langshan's on guard. And what he's going to do is he's going to lunge, but he's going to try and twist out of it. I'm not going to really do anything, I don't have to. So he's on guard, he lunges, he's twisting. You can see I don't even have to parry that because he's so far away. If I didn't parry, the blade's just going to pass out like this. And there's going to be the touch that I can score. So this is because he's learned through other experiences fencing on the piece. His attack isn't necessarily very strong. So instead of building on the attack, he's just not going to try it very well anymore. In point of fact, he's already decided, even though I'm lunging, I'm going to try and get out of this lunge as quick as I can. So the attack is never going to land if it's too light. So again, we're both on guard. We're both going to advance. We're both going to lunge. Langshan is again going to be twisting out of his attack while I'm completely invested in mine. And we'll see the difference in the body language and who will get that touch. So 2 steps back. So we're on guard. We're going to do 1 advance each, and then we're going to lunge. And here we go. And we can already see very clearly Langshan's attack is not going to be read as an attack because he's twisting. He's already turning away. He's decided it's not going to work. So why? As I said, previous bouts, he's realized his attack isn't very strong, so he's already decided it's not going to work. He's going to pull out of it. How can we fix this? Well, the reality being, no one is going to be automatically good at everything that they're trying. Sometimes it takes a lot of training and it's slow. It's a hard, punishing process. And that's what we're going to look at next. So fear. We've already established Langshan is feeling intimidated and afraid that his attacks are not going to be effective. He's pulling out of them, he's twisting, he's trying whatever he can to get out of what he's already started. Now, how do we confront this? Well, pragmatically speaking, it's just training and repetition. He's not going to score his touches instantly. He's going to get punished a lot, but eventually it's going to start working. So if he's on guard, and he's already decided, okay, my lunges aren't very good, but I'm going to do them anyways. I'm going to do whatever I can to stop pulling and twisting out of them. He's going to start. It's not going to be the strongest, but it's going to eventually get better. So we'll do this 3 times. So he's on guard, he's sitting down, he's going to do his advance and his lunge. So there's his first attempt. You can see he's still kind of twisting and pulling out of it. His attack is a little cagey. It's not going very fast. That's perfectly normal. But let's see how it goes for the second one. So again, we're on guard. He's getting ready. He starts. All right, so you can see the form is better this time. He's not twisting. He's a little withheld. He's leaning back just a little bit. So he's more direct this time. He's still getting found, but there's improvement. So let's look at the third one. So we're on guard. He's going to do the same thing. We're going to see if he can improve it a little bit more. All right, so he's still being parried, but this time we can see it is a lot more effective in moving forward. I am finding the blade. I am landing the riposte after I'm being hit, but that's not an issue because of right away. But we are seeing the steady progression in that action. So let's see what happens with a fourth. So we're on guard. He's done it 3 times. We've seen improvement in each one of them. Now let's see if he can cinch it together. So we're both on guard and he's going to start. And nothing wrong with this attack. He's moving forward, his posture is correct, his hand is going forward. He's not leaning away, he's not withholding himself in any way. So this is better. So what can we say about this? Fear can override everything we're doing. Means if we don't trust it, we're going to stop doing it. If we stop doing it, it's never going to get better. We're going to keep getting punished. Now, what's the downside of trying something we're not good at? Well, there is no downside. No matter what happens, whether you get punished for your attempt or not, you are building on it. We saw with Langshan's progressive lunging, it starts off pretty bad, but as we apply it, we get the experience, we can start making those changes. We're not twisting so much. We're not withholding our attack so much. And we're becoming more and more direct. We're becoming more assertive. So, If you're losing focus, you're thinking about the what-ifs, the action's not going to work. So you have to be very much focused on what you're trying to do. Don't preoccupy yourself with maybe we'll parry, maybe all this. And when it comes to fear, embracing the fact that you're not good at something and then trying to build on it is a lot more constructive. If you are afraid and you avoid it, you lose everything because you'll never be able to take control. If, however, you go, okay, I'm afraid of it, I'm going to try it anyways, you lose nothing, especially if your opponent is parrying you, riposting, hitting you, you're losing your bouts, you're still winning because you're getting that experience. Each time you attempt, you get better. Each time you try, your coach or your peers are pointing out, yes, this is looking better, you're still doing this a little bit, try to change it. Each time you improve until it no longer becomes an issue and you're